Hey everyone, J7Jace here. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at who benefits most if they had max stats, primarily focusing on having maximum physical and magic attack along with speed. Now I know what you are thinking. At this point, everything will be strong and viable, which is 100% true. However, I feel there are a few characters and job classes that scale better as they won't be brought down by their weaker damage output. They will have some advantages over the typical stronger jobs, as I feel their skill set and equipment options can really shine. This is a lot different than what I typically upload, but I thought this would be a fun video to make, as it's always a good time to ponder and theorycraft, and it would make some of the weaker and underrated things a lot better, as stats will be even across the board. I compiled a list of 10 things in no real particular order that I feel would really enjoy and reap the benefits of having the ultimate stats. So with all that being said, let's get started. To begin, at number 10, even though I've given them some heat in the past, because several of their skills have a 50% chance at landing, the Dancer just does so well with max stats for a few reasons. Even though having both 99 physical and magic attack along with 50 speed won't increase the chances of Forbidden Dance landing, their menacing minuet will hit so much harder. And even though it may take a few turns to use, the fact that you are targeting all enemies at once is incredible. While you can make an argument that a black mage with arithmetics can do the same thing without maximum stats, they don't really benefit nearly as much from these stat gains as the Dancer, as it's much easier for the black mages to deal 999 damage. Menacing Minuet in a typical playthrough will always do weaker damage, just based on its damage formula. However, a 99 physical attack power and 97 bravery Dancer is no laughing matter, and that is why I had to bring up Dancers as insane with max stats. For number 9, I gotta give it to ninjas. The built-in dual wield is great as they can attack twice, making them one of the few things that can multi-hit. So hitting twice for 999 is great on top of their 4 base move and jump. In addition, because thrown damage power is based on your speed stat, the damage from their thrown inventory gets a good bit stronger, making them even better long-range damage dealers. Which brings us to our number 8, Archers. Despite looking cool in Archail 7 doing an SSCC Archer run successfully, they are still among one of the worst things in the game. But with ultimate stats, they can do a number on enemies. Since they are ranged, and if you have a longbow equipped, they can rain down terror, especially on maps like Zurchill Falls. So it does make some sense their damage output will be weaker than other jobs, because if they were to have the strength of something like a Dark Knight with their range, it really wouldn't be fair or balanced. And I'll definitely put that last word in quotes here. Next, at number 7, are Orders or Mediators. I feel they will do extremely well, as their speechcraft or talk skill success rate is heavily dependent on their magic attack stat. While I do think their abilities are often overlooked and too RNG dependent, this immense increase to their magic attack stat means things like Stall, Mimic Darlavon, and even Insult can be pretty frightening, meaning speechcraft just benefits tremendously with 99 magic. For my 6th spot, I believe Thieves will do really well with max stats. Their output and damage is just weak overall with knives, and even though steel is nice for getting some strong or rare items, its steel percentage can just be too low at times. Having that extra speed will not only make them better thieves, but it will also fix their main negative, low output damage with knives. Just like the Ninja 2, we also can't forget their base move and jump stats of 4, which make them quite a bit more mobile than many other things. While we are on the topic of fast and mobile things, for number 5, it's gotta be Balthier. He also benefits greatly from max stats. Even if not maxed out, he is still one of the best characters in the game for obvious reasons, from his abilities, passive safeguard, equipment options, and of course, speed. As I mentioned in a video in the past, he is essentially Mustadio and a thief combined, but on steroids. So at max stats, his plunder will be even better with its success rates, and more importantly, we can't forget about his barrage. Hitting for virtually 4,000 damage consistently with 100% accuracy every single turn is just insane. Since we are still on the topic of multi-hit characters, number 4 and number 3 both really benefit from incredible stats and their unique abilities. It's Merrick and Rafa. Normally, their stats are nothing to really hype over for, and even their damage output, but to me, their hidden strength and positive is their possibility to multi-hit with their mantra abilities, which can be incredible with the right loadout. Now if you're playing on War of the Lions, Merrick and Rafa did get a bit better, as their mantra abilities can strike a few more times, and are more likely to target the center tile. So in theory and on paper, a max stat Rafa and Merrick can do a total of 9,990 damage, assuming you can get the mantra ability to do 10 attacks and have them hit successfully in the middle. I do think Rafa is better than Merrick as she is female and her damage isn't affected by the Faith stat, and even more importantly, her toes aren't sticking out like her brothers. Second to last, at number 2, I think Geomancers scale so well with stats, as their elemental abilities are based on a character's physical and magical attack. While FFT players are a bit divisive,
and at the end of the day, united we stand, and divided we will not fall.
When it comes to their placements on tier lists or total power, you can't deny that being able to attack multiple targets from a pretty good distance is fantastic, and their main drawback of pure raw damage is now fixed for this particular video and scenario. I mentioned this a bit earlier in the video with Rafa, but at number 1, to me, females just benefit from max stats or even higher stats. In most cases, the ladies are weaker with their physical attacks damage-wise, so males are usually the better pick when it comes to things like knights, monks, and ninjas. Because stats are evened out in this specific scenario, we have to take a look at what is unique with them, which is of course their ability to equip female exclusive items such as ribbon, chantage, and if you really want to be fashionable, bags too. So this does give them an edge. However, at this point, I don't think anything in the game will be giving you any kind of difficulty with maximum stats. So perhaps being able to equip a ribbon isn't that big of a deal after all. Anyway, this about wraps up my list on who I think benefits most from having the highest stats possible. While everyone ultimately improves from this, some just shine a bit more. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much again for watching, and as always, all the best to you.